Hello from the voiceover. As you can see, everything around is wet due to the rain and the colors are popping nicely. For the first shot I saw this girl with a long white skirt passing the road and I thought it was going to look cool as it was lit by the red lights of the car in the back. So I took one shot and then immediately a second one when the girl met her friend on the other side of the road. Two things to notice here is the effect of the Black Pro Mist in the light of the car and the fact that all three people in the shot are wearing white. Then straight after the first two shots I saw a man with a white mask passing in front of the car in the back. The metallic fence on the left works as a nice leading line and the man gets lost nicely in between of the red lights of the car in the back. Here is one of the most cinematic shots I have shot in a while. A girl was eating in this restaurant. I framed the composition with an angle of about 45 degrees, putting the girl in the left third of the frame. Also, I framed the girl in the left of the three windows. I placed some red light reflections as they were coming out of the head of the girl for an additional storytelling element to the shot. In the next frame I saw a guy inside this green window and I framed him within one of the windows of the green restaurant front. I didn't see it at the time, but the guy turned around and gave me a look when I photographed him. And now a little shot inspired by photographer his work I like a lot. You can find him on Insta as Street Nomad 1605. So I found this spot with a nice view down the road. I was thinking of creating a wide frame with someone walking underneath. Two people pass holding umbrellas. I tried to isolate only one in the frame, but I got a little bit of the other one in it as well. I didn't mind it in the end. Having said that, I will be returning to this spot often because it has a lot of potential. These next few shots are all about the blue umbrellas. So I saw these people coming towards me and all of them were holding the same blue umbrella. I'm not sure what it was about, but it was looking very interesting. In the first frame I saw two of the people in the front and one between them in the back. I edited the photo as if all of them were silhouettes under the bright blue umbrellas. By the way, this is the top shot of the day. Here we go. A few seconds later I focused on the girl in the front and I took this shot here. Then I turned my camera to the shop window on the left and I photographed the reflection of one of these blue umbrellas on it. Finally I turned around and photographed the people with the blue umbrellas leaving. I focused on the people in the foreground and I left the people in the background slightly out of focus. In any case, my goal was to make these umbrellas pop. And this is how the blue umbrellas saga ended. Moving on, a little eye catcher here, I photographed the back window of this car. The window was wet due to the rain. In the background there were some green and purple lights. On the window there were some reflections of orange lights. Overall this is an abstract shot but quite pleasing for me. Then I reached this street that I tend to photograph a lot and every time I come with a completely different shot. In this first one I shot two people with their umbrellas as they were walking down the road. I went for a full noir style because I felt it suits the lighting and the scene overall. Then I turned to the other side and shot two women having a cigarette. The scene felt really cinematic and it had some deep green, red and grey tones. I photographed the women on the right third of the frame, the bar in the middle and the road on the left. I went a little closer to frame the women a bit better. This frame is all about them. I like the lighting here a lot. The Pro Mist filter did a good job dehazing the light on the right side of the frame. The whole frame has a cinematic vibe. Moving on, I saw a couple of people with their umbrellas under the intense light. They were casting their shadows on the pavement and it looked quite interesting. For the first shot here I went full noir style like before. In the second shot I left the color because I enjoyed the combination of the orange and blue hues. Still, the shadows here were looking really good. Full on reflection shot here, I placed my camera really close to the glass and I created the perfect reflection of a guy walking towards me. In the reflection you can also see the red traffic sign and the orange light coming from the back. At this point the Pro Mist filter was really wet due to the rain and it was creating these patterns as the light was hitting it. I tried to use them to add a little bit of interest in some of the next frames. In the first I framed a woman holding an umbrella in between the light on the right and the pole on the left. She had her eyes closed and this gave an extra emotional element to the frame. As she walked a few steps forward I framed her in front of the storefront under the red sign and the red light. I love here how well the raindrops were captured, especially the ones closer to the street. The light from the coming car helped a lot with that. Here again I tried to play with the effect of the water on the lens. I framed this couple walking towards me. There was a car coming from the back. The light from the car got a haze due to the Pro Mist and deformed due to the water. The faces of the people were hidden in the shadows while their bodies were visible. This frame has a lot of mystery and a cinematic feeling to it. I turned my camera towards the shop across the road and I framed the couple coming towards me. I love the orange haze light coming from the shop there. And here you can't see the scene due to my hand, but I photographed a lady holding a yellow umbrella while riding a bike and struggling with the rain. And last but not least, here is the straightforward cinematic frame to summarize the day. And with that, my friends, let's go back to the studio. I absolutely love shooting in rain. I have to stop doing this thing. I have to stop thinking about the photos I'm taking while I am out taking them. I always think when I'm out taking photos that my photos don't look that good or that I don't have something interesting. And then I come back home in the computer and I realize that I have so many photos I actually like and I actually enjoyed taking. So I'm working on that right now. I'm working to try to let it go. Let it go. When I'm out, just take the click and move on. Let it go. It doesn't matter whether it's good or not. Just take it because it felt good. It felt good at the time while taking it. And whether it's good or not, we will judge it later in the computer. And I'm saying that both for me and also as a suggestion for you guys. When you're out shooting, just take the photo as you feel it at the time when you're shooting it and worry about whether it's good or not later. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Until next time, bye bye.